Hey guys, welcome back inside of the Plastic Planet. I am your host, Knick-Knack, hanging out with you guys today. Well, not in the Plastic Planet, and certainly not in the bowels of the Plastic Planet. That would be the archive room, which I normally film a lot of my vids these days. No, I am actually on the road today, and I wish I was taking a field trip to someplace really, really awesome. You know, going to fire up some awesome collectibles or something of that nature. But no, unfortunately, I'm just on my way home from work. I am, however, taking the toll road here in Denver. We have a toll road. It's called E470. It's rather expensive. It's like $13 for me to take this from my work to home. But that $13 when compared to sitting on I-25, that's the main interstate thoroughfare through Denver, if you're familiar with the area. Sitting on I-25 for an hour and a half in bumper-to-bumper traffic, this is a much more attractive offer, even with that additional $13. But anyway, the reason I wanted to cut a vid in the car today is actually I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys a little bit. Talk to my close subscribers and viewers who follow me each and every week. I don't expect this video to get a lot of hits, but I just kind of wanted to get kind of talk about the state of the channel as where I see it right now. Knick-Knack's Plastic Planet. You know what? It's been a little bit more of a challenge as of late for me to cut videos. I am trying to render my videos up in 1080p or in high definition. You know, when I first started the channel, I was only like uploading in 420p. I am not the most technical person in the world, and YouTube has been kind of a fucking mystery to me, to be honest. Like I said, I'm not very technical. I'm not very good with computers outside of, you know, working on, you know, standard broadcast software for what I do for a living. But, you know, so it's been a learning curve for me, a very, very kind of a steep learning curve in some areas. And I've tried to, you know, advance my channel's look over the last year and a half since I started doing this, and I think I've done that. However, my rendering time sucks ass. So in order for me to put up a 20-minute video, it literally takes me like 8 hours to render that, and then another hour and a half to 2 hours to upload it to YouTube. So it's a process. It's a process that I didn't have before. Before it was like when I was rendering up in 420p, it was only taking me about, you know, 3-4 hours to render up that same allotted time video. So my render times exploded up the yin-yang, and so it's kind of crippled me in the way of like getting more and more videos up, because, you know, as you guys know, like most of you guys, I got a 9-to-5 job. I've got 2 kids. I got a wife. I got a life, and YouTube is definitely secondary to all those requirements. And so, yeah, it definitely has cut into my ability to make videos for you guys. But I want to give you guys quality over quantity. So really what I want to do, well, really the point of this video is why I'm just yammering here, is I kind of want to get some feedback from you guys on some things about my vids that maybe will help me, you know, help you enjoy this viewing experience a little more. And of course, I'm talking to my regular viewers. Please feel free to chime in. Even if you're a lurker, feel free to chime in. I'm talking to you guys, and of course I am talking to my super subscribers, the people that comment each and every week. You know who you guys are. You guys are the people that I give shout outs to at Christmas time during my holiday postcard vids, etc. So anyway, so a couple questions for you guys. First and foremost, do you guys want me to do kind of like, what do you guys tune in for the channel for? Do you guys like the more serious reviews, or do you like the funny, dumb shit that I do? You know, I've gotten requests to do Bloody Mary again. Is Bloody Mary someone you actually want to see, or is that just kind of really dumb shit? You know, you can be honest. It's cool. I can handle it. You know, I enjoy putting a lot of comedic elements into my videos. Some of you may not know this. Most of you probably do. I used to do stand-up comedy. I never did it for a living, but I earned a few beers doing it over the course of about 3 years before I had kids. Did the bar circuits, did the comedy clubs here in Denver. I actually won in the top 10 one year for best comedian in Denver through Comedy Central's regional talent search thing. Finished in the top 10. I was really proud of that. Or maybe it was top 40. I don't know. Maybe it was top 40. I don't remember. It was like 2003, 2004. It was a long time ago. But anyway, so I love doing stand-up comedy. I love adding a comedic aspect to these videos, and I hope you guys appreciate that. If you do, please let me know. If you don't, if you just want something more straight up, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to change that, honestly. I don't know. I can't take myself too seriously talking about toys. I just can't. Okay, so another thing, though. Let me know about the music. You know what? As you guys also may know, I used to be a disc jockey, and you know, I actually have a degree in broadcasting, and the emphasis of my broadcasting degree was in old school radio broadcasting. So much of that stuff that I have a formal education in is so obsolete now. You know, I actually took classes on how to splice and cut reel-to-reel, and work with carts and things like that. Old audio equipment that is now just completely obsolete, has been obsolete for over 20 years now, and it was on the way to becoming obsolete even when I was in college learning it. But anyway, that's not here nor there. But what my point is that I really do love when I do a recording, I feel like I need to have bed music under it. I feel like bed music kind of provides a little added value, gives the video some tempo, kind of drowns out some of the background noises you might be hearing in my vids, like when I'm recording in the basement and the furnace kicks on, or the dogs are clunking around upstairs, or whining or crying, or you know, my wife's television set in the background while she's watching Hallmark movies and mysteries channel. You know, that kind of shit I don't want in the backgrounds of my video. So the music, I feel, kind of drowns that out a little bit, and I've been trying to like lower the volume of it, you know, so that it's hardly noticeable, but it's definitely there. I've gotten complaints about putting music in my videos, and I've got a lot of just real people not caring. So if you guys would, let me know. Music, yay or nay? You know, I'll always use some bed music, but I'm not sure. I have started limiting it a little more as of late. So, not sure where to go with that as well. So I would love to get just an opinion from people who watch me every week, what you guys feel about that stuff. Yeah, you know, that's basically it. I just wanted to kind of touch base with you guys and just get kind of a consensus a little bit in the comments section. If you guys wouldn't mind taking the time to do that, I would really, really appreciate it. You know, a lot of the things I do on the channel, and I've talked about this in the past, I feel like my channel would be a lot bigger today if I had, you know, if I had focused on, you know, finding and collecting and reviewing collectibles and toys that were sought after and searchable and relevant to the time. You know, a lot of guys collect pops, and there's nothing wrong with pops. Pops are cool, but I don't collect pops, so you don't see a lot of pops on the channel. However, if I did collect pops, I think my channel would be substantially larger today, just because of the presence that pops have in the mass retail landscape that we all go out and see in the wild when we go to our Target stores, our Walmarts, you know, and other, you know, retail outlets. The presence that pops has is just so tremendous that if I collected pops, I think my channel would be bigger right now than it is. But I don't collect pops, and I'm not going to start collecting pops because that would make me a total poser. And I don't want to be a poser, guys. That's one thing that I don't want to do, is be a poser. Another reason you don't see me, you know, talking about Marvel Legends action figures. If you've watched me on any of the live streams that I've been on recently, whether it's on Red Cup's channel, Rob Banks' channel, the Red Cup Review, or on PJ's channel, The Paradox Nerd. I just recently did a live stream with him and his crew last weekend. If you ever hear me on those channels and I talk about Marvel, you know, I didn't grow up with Marvel. I don't have like any, you know, animosity towards Marvel per se. But I didn't grow up with Marvel. That's my R2-D2 phone charger you guys are hearing right now. He's my little co-pilot. I'd show you guys him, but then I might crash the car. But anyway, so I didn't grow up with Marvel. My experience with Marvel growing up was two things. One, it was Spider-Man on the Electric Company, and if you're old enough to remember that, which would make you a child of the 70s, you would know that that was actually really lame. And also I grew up with Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends on Saturday mornings. That was a cartoon with Spider-Man, Firestorm, and Iceman, and they had adventures. But you know what? You know, compare that with what DC was doing when I was at that early, young, impressionable age. You had Superman, the movie, with Christopher Reeve, Superman 2, Superman 3, you know, you had Batman, 89 Batman with Michael Keaton. You had Batman, the animated series, when I was in high school. That came out when I was in high school, but still impressionable age. And, you know, I was, you know, cementing my fandom even that late in my childhood in high school. So you kind of compare with what DC was doing in the 80s and early 90s with what Marvel was doing, and there really was not a contest. To me, Marvel has always been sort of the junior varsity of superhero franchises. I know that's not the case now. I know that's not the case now. I know that it's probably the opposite now. But from my collecting standpoint and where my loyalties lie, it still is. Because I really just like to collect what I loved as a child, and not the latest and greatest. And so that's the reason why the long end of that is why you don't see me collecting Marvel characters. Well, I think Marvel, if I collected Marvel Legends and I collected Marvel Hot Toys, that would give me a ton more views, a ton more searchable results in YouTube's algorithm, but it would make me a poser, and I don't want to be a poser, guys. So I continue not to do that. So while I am frustrated a little bit with my channel growth, because I've seen channels that started around the same time as mine with having, 10 times, 40 times as many subscribers as I do, I can't go there. And I'll say this about my channel, and then this is where I'm bragging a little bit. I'll put my content up against almost anybody's on YouTube. I feel like I've got a good channel. I feel like this is a great channel, and I feel like we've grown a great community on this channel together. And I'll put my content up against anyone's, but I just can't compete with the algorithm. Partly because I don't choose to, and I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of talking now, but I don't know. I just felt like I just kind of needed a little Plastic Planet town hall, I guess. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. I've been yakking now for about 11 minutes. Long end of it. Go ahead and leave in the comment section. Should I use bed music? Do you like the channel to be goofball and goofy, or do you want it a little bit more of a serious review collector tone? I don't know how far I can take it in that direction, like I said earlier, but I would like to know what you guys want to see, and what do you guys want to see me talk about more. I mean, again, I'm not going to talk about Marvel because I'm just not into it that much. I'm not going to start collecting pops for the channel. But as far as the things that I do talk about, do you guys like me talking about Star Wars? Should I talk more Star Wars? I notice my Transformer vids don't get a lot of views. So, I mean, while I love Transformers, and I'm going to continue to collect Transformers when relevant, I'm not altering. That's one thing, as I haven't really altered my collectible habits based off the channel. Yeah, I'll admit there's been times the channel's kind of been a very good enabler for me to buy things that I might not have bought had it not been, well, I can talk about it on the channel. So it is sort of an enabler for me to buy things, but I'm still buying the things that I would buy if I wasn't doing the channel. And that's why I feel like this is sort of I hope this is sort of an organic experience for everybody, in that, I'm just a collector like you who's sharing my love for this hobby with you. So, anyway, I don't know. Okay, I've been droning on enough. But anyway, so let me know what you guys think. Let me guys know where you'd like to see the channel go, and I would really greatly appreciate that. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap things up here. I've been just driving and yakking for long enough, and I hope this hasn't been too boring for you guys. So anyway, all right, guys. Well, hey, that's going to wrap things up, and love you guys. And like, comment, please do subscribe if you're not a subscriber. All right, guys. Later. Bye.